right here.
Hi, Peter. I wanted to ask, what is your opinion on how big of an impact this show had? For it to last this long, it had to have had a big impact. What is your opinion on that?
Well, I mean, there are many reasons why it had a huge impact and why it lasted so long. On a basic level, you know, they came up with this fantastic idea of regenerating the Doctor, so you can have an endless supply of Doctors, which not only means that, you know, one actor wouldn't have kept going for 50 years, but it also means you can get different actors in and they have a different new view on it. But also, almost more than that, I think it's just something about the genre of science fiction in itself, but also if you have a character with a time machine. The combination of those two things means that the possibilities of stories are endless. You know, you can go back in time, you can go forward in time. Also, the Doctor is he's a very particular kind of superhero. You know, I think of him as being a very British superhero, but he obviously appeals to, you know, a wider audiences than that. But he's I hesitate to say this, it sounds a bit like something that John Lennon might have said, but he's an almost Jesus-like figure. I mean, admittedly, I have had some high body counts in the Daleks, but you know, he is. But then Jesus didn't do so badly. Anyway. Have I got myself into trouble?
No. This will never go on the internet. Will answer.
No, I just think it appeals. The last thing I'd say about it is because it appeals to people's imagination. It appeals to, I think, the creative part of people's imagination, which is why there's no surprise that, you know, when Doctor Who came back in 2005, the first two producers, Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat, were both people who'd grown up watching the programme, and Doctor Who had been immensely important to them, as it had been to David Tennant himself, who watched up, and Peter Capaldi as well. I mean, they were both bigger fans of the programme than I was. I was a fan of the programme, but, you know, as David was a huge fan of the programme, Peter Capaldi applied to be the president of the fan club. So I think it's something that appeals to the creative part of people's imagination, and so that, you know, when David took on the part of the Doctor, the world was at his feet in terms of parts. He was flavour of the month, and yet he could not resist taking over the part of the Doctor. As indeed I found it would have been in the end impossible for me to turn it down. So the result of this is that people go up, they want to write for Doctor Who, be in Doctor Who, produce Doctor Who, and I think probably, hopefully, there are out there people growing up now watching the programme who will one day, if we're lucky, produce, direct and act in Doctor Who. So it's self-perpetuating in a way, and I think that's the reason for its success.
I just have one more thing to say. I just want to say that the show gives me, personally, a lot of hope. And I'm thankful for this show to be what it is. It's really given me a lot of hope. It's got me personally through a lot of hard times.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's another thing, and you don't say these things lightly, but over the years, many people have come up and spoken to me at conventions about how important Doctor Who was to them if they were growing up and they had, you know, problems, whatever these problems might have been, you know, whether it was just, you know, social problems or whether they were illnesses or certain sort of conditions. They found a kind of home in not only Doctor Who but also the fandom of Doctor Who, which over the years has proven itself to be remarkably open-armed in terms of welcoming all sorts of people, whether they just be fans or whether weird and wonderful and eccentric fans into the community. So I think it's been good.